the tails. Get it from our review with Terry Welsh. It's Retrobooster. You can check this out at reallyslick.com. It's built on a custom engine using STL and C++. And you can pick this up on reallyslick.com or Steam for $17.99 wet stinky bucks or $12.99 space euros if you live in space Europe. What is it? It's a reinvention of the Cave Flyer for players who love games of skill. You control an extremely responsive ship, which opens up new possibilities for speed flying challenges, puzzles, and bullet hell scenarios. This game is set in 1980s difficulty. Survive if you can. And of course, every game that comes on the next Gamecast faces the chair acquisition. 1 chair means that it's crap, 2 chairs means that it's meh, 3 chairs means that it's pretty good, and 4 chairs means shut up, take my money, I love it. It makes me want to jizz in my pants. Of course, we have our categories of doom mixed with the working, shiny sounds, controls, and food. So, Ben, let's kick this off. Mixed with the working, Retrobooster.
Take a look at this business, because it did make with the working. I had no problem with it. There was 4 chairs of awesomeness in this business. I loved it, and we ran it on our minimum. If it runs on this, it'll run on anything. Ubuntu 12.04, 32 bits, so fuck you, that's why. System of Mightiness, dual 770 powered, ran like a charm, so I'm going to have to give this 4 chairs. J-Man, what did you throw in its direction?
Yeah, I threw my 1090T 670 powered this computer at it, no issues, and I threw my A10 5800K APU Steambox at it on the open source drivers, no issues whatsoever. 4 chairs.
And for me, on the calculator with a 5650 HD and an Intel i3 370M, it ran stupidly well out of the box, no problems whatsoever. 4 chairs.
All right, that's 4 chairs from Mixed with the Working, and holy shit, we made it through this segment without Skype crashing. Coming up next, Shiny and Sounds.
Let's take a look at these shiny and sound. Shiny, yeah, it's there. And I like to call this particle effects, the game. Because it's kind of a bad sign when, your backgrounds and your particle effects really outshow the one thing that you're constantly staring at, and that's the ship. Again, love the soundtrack. Terry told us in the interview, a guy he knows did that. Did a fantastic job on it. Yep. But the best I can do for the shiny and because it's a quasi, throwback with 3D and all that. Middle of the road here, I'm going to give it the 2 chairs.
To be perfectly honest, I didn't really notice all that much of the sound because I was too busy going shit, 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 as I'm trying to frantically adjust my course and not smash into shit. As for the looks, the game is middle of the road for that. Like Ven said, the explosions look pretty good. The models and the backgrounds are a bit flat, but keep in mind this is a one-man game, so the fact that they look that good to begin with is something to write home about, I would suppose. So I'm gonna give that 2 chairs for shiny and sound.
Personally, considering most of the game was done by just Terry himself, I'm willing to give him a pass on the ship looking kind of bland, even though he did work for NASA. But yeah, more often than not, the enemies will be off screen as you're trying to get some distance to avoid some of the shots. And you kind of have to guess where they are to shoot them down without getting too close. So I have to ding it 1 chair for that. That means a total score of 3 chairs for the shiny and sounds.
All right, so that's 2 chairs for shiny and sounds. And Skype is still stable, unlike the handling in this game. Ben, controls.
I used the Xclone controller. It worked out of the box. Didn't have to configure anything, which is always nice. You can remap.
Always a sign of
always
SDL.
Remap the controls. That's what I was like, oh, I know what this is using. They were, the controls themselves, this is something that I figured you'd really want to sit back and play with a controller and scream at it. They were tight and responsive, unlike your mum. They worked fantastic for just navigating the puzzles and all that with your retro boosting, your retro rockets, giggity. No issues with that. I've been playing this game for a long time. I've got to where I just speedrun the levels. Where they fall apart for me. And this doesn't kill everything, but when you get involved in a bullet hell type thing, when your enemies are all around you in the Moon universe and you just pew, 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 they don't work all that well for sorting that business out. They'll get you killed to death more often than not. So the best I can do is going to be 2 chairs for that. J-Man?
Yeah, the physics in this game are very much a blessing and a curse because it's a very well implemented physics engine and everything works the way you'd expect it to. But at the same time, you're also fighting real-world physics when you're trying to maneuver your fantasy spaceship through rocks and enemies and what have you. This is a tricky section, like I said, because the controls are actually fairly spot on, but you require ability and coordination to effectively use them. And that really only comes with practice. You have to play this game a whole fuck ton in order to get the gist of the controls and use them effectively. And I know I just still go little bit of thrust, little bit of thrust, little bit of thrust. Find the ground, shoot everything, little bit of thrust, little bit of thrust, little bit of thrust. Mind you, I'm not particularly good at this game, but I'll give it 3 chairs for controls because that's what it deserves.
Yeah, with my nowadays not so very well supported PS2 DualShock controller, although that may change in the future as more and more people start to use SDL2, as is the case with Retrobooster, because it kicks several kinds of ass. Everything was properly mapped, everything was sensibly mapped, and I really can't complain. The controls themselves are absolutely tight. Yeah, it can be a bitch to navigate through the teeny tiny narrow corridors while shooting at enemies in all directions, but it is the proper kind of difficult, and I can't really bring myself to get a chair for that, so 4 chairs for me.
Alright, so that's 3 chairs for control, and finally, Foon! Then, did you have fun playing this game?
Teriel, I love you. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way, okay? You're my bro.
It's a qualifier. That's a qualifier.
That's like starting a sentence, but like,
That being
I'm
said,
not racist, but
Yep.
the gravity mechanic, it's in there. It's annoying, and it's inconsistent. While your ship and the lemmings, or the people thingies, are affected by this gravity, the baddies, they have moon technology, or they just stick to shit. And I was like, come on, because you can't, I mean, the gravity's slight, but it is a definitely, I'm always having to refactor for this and refactor for this, which I understand adds to making it fuck you hard, but then we have to get to the price. 17.99 wet stinky caches. And that's almost 2 goat simulators of endless fun. Now, this game can be endless fun. It can be endless frustration. For me, it wasn't frustration. We were talking during the interview. Might have got that in the recording. I've been playing this game for almost 2 years now. This is nothing new. I'm good at it. But there's just some things that I felt that were lacking to make me go, ooh, you know, I want to play this 3 or 4 times a week. I normally only play this game one time. It's like, here's a new version, try it. And I was like, yeah, try it. And I was like, yeah. If it was $4.99, I would give this 3 chairs. But at $17.99 wet stinky caches, I'm going to say try before you buy. Go to Really Slick, download that demo. Make sure this is your cup of chainsaw. Because if not, you're going to be very, very stabby. So for me, I'm going to give it 1 chair with an asterisk, an asteroid, an astro, whatever her name is from French.
Jessica Nicole.
J-Man.
Yeah, I have to agree with Pedro. This is like the kind of hard where you realize there's not really any cheap shit. You realize that everything when you do bad, it's your personal failing. and I find myself going back. It's like I need to like walk away for 10 minutes, and then I come back and I start trying to figure this out again, because it's one of these things where it's like, this is weird, but I should be able to do this. And it's enough that it keeps bringing me back to at least attempt the levels again and again and again, despite the fact that I die horribly.
Angry gets shit done.
Angry gets shit done, and I mean, like after a couple levels, my heart was like racing when I successfully completed them because it's like shit, and that's basically what this is. Shit, the game. Like Ven said, the physics can be a bit crazy at times, and like I said before, it's a blessing and a curse. It's a double-edged sword. And the other thing I have to note is that the guys you're rescuing are a little bit suicidal. Terry says it's because I'm terrible at the game, but they like run directly under my ship while I'm trying to land it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're trying to kill themselves there, so I'm gonna give that 2 cheers.
Yeah, like I said earlier, it's the proper kind of difficult, and it may not suit everyone's taste. I can see that. But for me, it's spot on. It does not get the perfect score for 2 reasons. One of them is that the later levels sort of have a spiral design to them. So you're going to be going around and around and around inside a really teeny tiny asteroid, and you go around and around and around. And that makes me slightly motion sick. It's not as bad as that game.
How many liters of puke?
No. That game, what was it called? And Yet It Moves. That one was pretty bad. I couldn't play that for more than 10 minutes without dropping it. This is not that bad, but it is very much there. And then, like Ven said, there's the price. Terry, $10. $10 is the ideal price for this game. 10. Just not even 5, 10. 10's pretty good. So for me, it only gets 2 chairs.
So that's 2 chairs for fun when we total, or that's 1 chair for fun when we total that all up.
Yeah.
We tally everything up and averages out. That's 2 chairs overall, which if we go back to our chair acquisition guidelines there, Union 707, it's not sure if wants, but that is with an asterisk. Because in my opinion, this is actually a very fun game. It's just a matter of, the price point is a bit steep. I understand that Terry quit his job to finish this game and wants to recuperate some of that money, but charging $20 for this game is not worth it, even though it does have quite a bit of replay value.
It does, and it has a lot of levels. All things considered, as far as indie games go, this one is one of the most complete.
Yeah, and if this was $10, you'd get a lot of bang for your buck.
Yeah, a lot. But at this price point, really get the demo if you like it. Sure, give Terry some money. Hell, we commend you for that. But if not, no one's gonna blame you.
I'm kind of with that business. Could have been a 3-chair game. And to be honest, we're not terribly price sensitive. And full disclosure, like most games that we review, we get keys, but I keep that in the back of my head. I was like, what would I pay for this, and how angry would I be if I didn't like it? I do like the game. I don't hate it. It's not necessarily my thing. But as we've all said, this one is definitely try before you buy, because that is an investment for an indie game. That's just what it is.